Hey, what's up? My name is Colby Sharp. I am a fifth grade teacher in Michigan. Welcome to my channel where we try to help kids fall in love with reading. Pretty much everything we talk about here is with the intention of helping kids find that joy and love of reading. If that's something you're interested in and you want to learn more about that and see what I have to say about that, please consider subscribing to this channel. Then you can be updated anytime I share something new. Today we're going to be talking about read aloud, but not just read aloud. We're going to be talking about after the read aloud. I am obsessed with read aloud. It brought me to reading. Fourth grade teacher, Ms. Collins' Reading Aloud Hatchet changed my life. And I have seen Read Aloud change the lives of my students, reading lives for as long as I've been teaching. And it is one of the most magical things is what happens after the read aloud. And I'm going to share with you a book that I read aloud recently and 3 quick stories of what has happened since I finished reading that book aloud to my 5th graders. The book we're going to be talking about today is Tom Engelberger's The Strange Case of Origami Yoda. I've talked about this book a lot on this channel, on social media, just anywhere I go. I just can't get enough of this book. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I read it aloud and my kids were completely captivated. It had almost 100% approval, obsessed with the book rating. They just loved it. They couldn't get enough of it. Since we read it, it has transformed some things in a beautiful, beautiful way. The first story is a student who actually said the words 2 days after we read this book aloud, "Origami Yoda changed my life." And he is a kid who loves reading now. I wouldn't say that he read before, but since we have read this book, he is completely obsessed with the series. He read Darth Paper the night we finished this at home. He is now, I think we're like about 2 weeks, maybe a little more, since we finished it, and he's on the last book, the Emperor Pickletine book. He's on that. He can't stop reading these books. He can't stop talking about these books. He's folded a tremendous amount of paper. We had to buy Origami Yoda paper or origami paper, and now he's even making dinosaurs out of origami. He's just completely obsessed, and the book really has changed his life. He can't stop talking about it. He can't stop thinking about it. He's just reading and reading and reading and reading, and it makes my heart so happy. I have to say it again. He's told me within days of finishing this book, Origami Yoda changed my life. The second story comes from the latest and greatest super folder. If you don't follow Tom Engelberger, he's got this website, origamiyoda.com, all kinds of super folders, all kinds of awesome things kids are doing. This kid loved Origami Yoda, and he was reading How to Train Your Dad by Gary Paulson at the time. And as soon as he finished How to Train Your Dad, he started reading Darth Paper, and he blew through Darth Paper, and now he's reading The Secret of the Fortune Wookiee. And I was talking with his mom on Monday of this week, and she said he went on like a deep dive of all of Tom Engelberger's YouTube videos, and he was just like folding paper like wild all weekend. And it made me so happy that another one of my readers has taken that read aloud and it has just turned their reading life upside down in a great way. And I want to show you what he made me. This is me. I'm wearing a Western shirt, the W of the school. I have a name tag. And look, this was our first read aloud pack. So he folded this out of paper for me. Isn't that the sweetest thing? It's the second story of a life after the read aloud here in my 5th grade classroom. The third story I just learned about yesterday. So when we finished reading The Strange Case of Origami Yoda, one of my students said, "Can I read that book?" And I thought to myself, well, we just read that book. I'm like, yeah, of course, here. I handed him the book. And he came to me yesterday and he returned the book. He said, "Mr. Sharp, I just finished reading The Strange Case of Origami Yoda to my grandma." Every day after school, he would go home and he would read one of the chapters, one of the sections of this book with his grandma. Like, seriously, like, you can't make this stuff up. The power of read aloud, the power of falling in love with a book with your peers, talking about it, getting that imprint on your heart, and you love it so much. It's so good. It rocked your world so hard that you had to read it again with your grandmother. And one of the beautiful things about reading a book aloud and seeing all of these extra stories is I know in my heart, in my mind, that it has affected kids in other ways. There are other stories that I'll never know about. Reading aloud to kids can change their life. Reading aloud to a classroom totally sets the tone, totally makes the culture, totally can bring you together. There's nothing in this world like reading aloud to kids. Nothing in this world like reading aloud to a classroom. I hope that you're reading aloud. I hope that you're seeing the same kinds of magic in your classroom after the read aloud that I'm seeing. Please let me know down in the comments some of your special read aloud stories and how you've seen the magic continue after you read the final page. Keep reading aloud to kids. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Colby Sharp. I hope you have an awesome, fantastic